Kámo, Game 5 je vždycky prostě full fast. Všecko padá, draft doesn't matter, nebo jako matters, ale prostě další točka plus 500 toč. Jo. Podle mě ale Knight to bude choukovat možná. Knight je takovej
It's a good question, Shox, and I don't think any of us here at the caster desk have an answer that will please you too much. However, I can promise you the 10 players in the middle of this arena, full of people in the middle of London, are ready to provide that answer. Faker rebooting, locking in, preparing himself for another Game 5 on the world stage. It has only happened 4 times in finals across the history of Worlds, and Faker has been in 3 of those. He has lost 1 to DRX, he has won 1 all the way back in, 1-1 against Samsung Galaxy, in 2016. And now we'll see if he can win against BLG, who are on the blue side.
So last time that BLG were on blue side, they did the Varus, Ashe, and Skarner bans. And T1, they did their duty in doing the Aurora
Varus, Ashe,
and threw in the Nico as well.
Ione Aurora. Skarner tady bude. Uvidíme, co Skarner, uvidíme, co Gnar, uvidíme, co Silas. Skarner ban. Kalista, Silas. Ban Kalista, a ne, oni možnou 1, 2, 3 Draven. Tentokrát 1, 2, 3 Draven můžou, ale já bych bannul Kalistu. Raději, Guma nehrá tak dobře, abych mu věřil na Dravena.
Really made the Kalista work for them. Now they have to make the decision. The Kalista will be banned, but that does mean that in Game 5, Bin is going to get his Jax, and without hesitation, he immediately locks it in.
All right, are we going to get
Silas pick, okamžitě. Gragas, Silas.
I mean, you have to trust
Nebo
Gragas,
Silas a
co tam je? I mean, I would call it an old school counter pick, but it's the one that Zeus has been leveraging throughout this World Championship. I don't think they need to lock it
Silas
in now.
pro
They
Fakera,
could grab
prosím.
themselves the Vi if they wanted to. Perhaps
Gragas,
even the
okay.
Renata for carrier once more. They're hovering it.
Okay, tohle je dobré. Ten Jax first pick nevím, no. Ale jako Galio, ne. Jako Galio je silný, ale vem Silase, ne?
T1 looking towards perhaps a Galio in the mid lane here for Faker.
Okay, Galio.
He's going to be locked in as well, so they have a very tanky front line already. Gragas obviously has a big sustained tank, the Galio as well, which is pretty much unkillable.
Boje se Kindred Galio, když půjdou Silase, to je pravda, no. Mohli by. Ale Gragas je dobrý do Kindredu. Kajsa. Kajsa je dobrý pick.
Ooh, we have to think they're going to build more on top of this dive then for BLG. Yes, some strong side
Když vemu Silase, tak oni vemu Kindred. A nevím, jestli bych věřil na hry, ok. Oni pikou full on, prostě full on to, jo. Nevím, to se mi tady moc nelíbí. Raději bych tady pikoval Kindred.
Knight on his Ari, Bin on his Jax. Those very well, if they win, would be their skins.
I mean, Knight, he's world famous for his Ari. This World Championship hasn't had the best win rate for him.
Škoda, že Guma hraje tak špatně a musí pikovat Zaju tady, no. Tady by bylo dobrý, kdyby Fortnite piknul whatever.
You imagine that Rakan is going to rise in priority. BLG likely looking to ban that.
Tady můžou zabanovat Kindred a Nocturne, na co budou hrát. Jungly. Vi Galio není tak good, I guess.
Bans towards BLG be here for T1 though, as we try and whittle down. I mean, possible jungle takeaways here for Shun.
I mean, if BLG continue down their comfort route, do you just get rid of something like the Rakan as well? Obviously, T1 kind of want the Rakan themselves, so BLG will remove it. In the end,
ale teďka bude Nocturne nebo Kindred open.
Like the Vi is just such a no-brainer pairing with the Ari as
Oni zabanou Kindred.
But they do leave the Vi up there.
On prostě nehraje Kindred.
the Kindred ban is like, okay, we can see how much comfort you're drafting. We're not going to allow that.
Man, but Vi, I would even prefer a Vi over a Kindred if you know, if we're running Ari, plus we have a lot
Že by to byl Galio support.
The Renata, a no-brainer as well, follow up to the Rakan ban there, take away those 2 primo picks for Keria. Too good against dive.
I'm wondering if they put Ono on something a little more carry-orientated. I was thinking maybe Viego, but I don't love it. I feel like Vi does make the most sense. The Poppy into the Jax.
Furt to může být Galio support.
But it's so good at shutting down all of these carries that BLG are already
it's also
showing.
A flex pick. You can also put it into the support position so they can wait to see what BLG
Možná to je Silas 5 pick.
decide after that. Because you're 100% right, Kobe. Poppy and its ability to mitigate the
Tady se rozhodnou podle toho, jak bude, co piknou na botlane support. Jarvan. Není moc dobrý tady Jarvan. Piknou to anyway. Early game je síla, no. Blitz blind pick, no to nevím. Playable, ale dal bych Galio support a piknul Silese třeba. Real, ok. Real je good, no.
Likely deferring to another one of his comforts, the cheeky hover. Showcasing some confidence there.
There's the rel. I will say Poppy is
Come on, dej Galia na botlane. Dej Galia na support a pikni Silese, nebo pikni prostě... Pikni Silese, bráško, pojď. Ale Siles není moc dobrý proti Real, no. Ani proti tomu Jaxovi není zase tak good.
Wondering where they go, but it seems like perhaps T1 wants to flex it.
I mean, we talked about the damage, and I was a little bit worried putting all that damage
Okay, Poppy
by bringing in the Xin
support,
Zhao, it does increase the amount of damage that they have. And we think about mid jungles, it was kind of the story coming into the series about how Knight and Shun have been working exceptionally well throughout the bracket stage and finding advantages for BLG and have really been playmakers when it came to the team fight. And Faker and Ona a core part of the success of what makes T1 so good. Now, here in this game, those mid-jungle synergies are going to be crucial, as I'm expecting standard lanes. It's Zeus' Gragas versus Bin's Jax in the top side. Faker's Galio, a tried and true throughout his legacy.
Ale nelíbí se mi zájad do Kajsy. Kajsa pojede AP a budou mít outrange. Tady musí Zeus posmurfit top lane 1v1 proti Jaxovi, proti Binovi. Midlane je docela silná pro T1. A botlane, ty vole, nevím, no tohle bude full vajcovačka, kámo, pome. T1, pome.
Such a good combo. The Jarvan plus the Ari, also such a good combo. And we get Bin's legendary Jax versus Zeus legendary, I would say, Gragas at this point. He is 23-4 on the Gragas all time. Impressive stats, to say the least.
Fočko.
One last time we go to Summoner's Rift. One last time we see the defending champions battle against the first seed from the LPL. One more time we see these titans on the Rift challenge each other.
Pome, Faker. Bráško, já vím, že chceš tu pátou trofej. Pojď. Draft vypadá, že má Billy lepší draft, ale vy to zvládnete. Nebojte se toho.
There's so much on the line for both sides. BLG getting some revenge for last year's World Championship as T1 made their way through every single LPL team. T1 looking to raise their 5th trophy. LPL and BLG looking to hoist the Summoners Cup. So much on the line, and a single game will decide it all. A standard line of scrimmage to start off the game. I keep my eyes on, pathing up towards the top side. A lane swap possibility seems very real.
Webka, jdu na to, nebo já jsem se snažil rychle najít, protože jsem celou dobu net. Už jsem už 6 hodin net, nebo 5 hodin.
Sweeper comes out immediately though for BLG as they move in for
that
lane swap. Now we got to track, are they going to try and soak experience this time around for their level 2s to defend against these dives? Looks like Zeus just immediately going right down. And we'll head on through that mid once again.
K Křeček chtěl posunout kameru.
Bin was trying to get to the wave to try and soak some of that XP, but couldn't get in range. Zeus has been able to get a little bit of XP out of mid as Knight is just catching that wave that Faker and Zeus.
Škoda, že nedali Galio na supporta, hej.
Bin goes in with the counter strike here.
Nedali mu XP.
Ale
teď veme 2 XP. Jeden XP vzal jenom. Jeden malý, jeden míličko vzal. 2. Sakra. Pojď, Zeus, pojď, dešni tam. Oni tam nejsou. Jo! Nice. Nice! Tady defendnou dive, ale Zeus dává solo XP. Tady to je o tom o XP. Jak to nemůžou divenout, ne? Můžou. Faker to chce! Faker to chce, kámo. Knight to choukuje, já jsem to říkal. Knight to choukuje. Protože Knight je takovej, víš, vytřepanej, víš, takovej prostě, Faker to naintil s flashem. Škoda, ty to naintil Faker. Ale Gragas tady solo farmí a oni sharovali pro Jaxa, takže Gragas je full level ahead. Ty swapy vypadají dobře. Faker nemá flash. Je dead. Tady to hrozně naintil. To, že flashnul a snažil se zabít Knighta.
Jarvan Ari strikes first blood here into, wait a second.
Myslnul to. Flashne to? Elk je dobrý. Dobrý flash od Elka. Ty vole, škoda, že to tady Faker naintil ten flash. On to zahrál mega dobře a pak to naintil.
Especially given that Knight did have to expend his flash earlier, but a good response from T1 as they
Cítil to až
lay
moc.
wait in the bot brush, ready to try and trap Elk. They couldn't convert it into a kill, but they do get his summon spell. Look at this bot wave. It is very awkward, slowly pushing towards the bot lane of T1.
Ale hrozně dobrý je, že Gragas by měl být ahead, ne? Gragas má TP advantage. Ten top lane matchup je hrozně snowball. Jakmile se jeden top lane dostane ahead na XP, tak je to jako hodně těžký comebacknout.
Easy trading up there. The Jax into Gragas matchup is so much denial there for the Gragas. The phase rush for Zeus.
Bot lane jsou ahead na ADčku, na XP, dost. A mid je teda, top lane je teda even, ale Zaya je hrozně ahead na XP. Dobrý spacing, wow, od obou. Jax vede, dodgenul to dobře. Že je to na even na topu.
Really cost Faker last time. Giving up that first blood, no flash on Faker. Pretty good movement so far from Shun, doing so much for his lane.
A hlavně Gragas má TP
advantage.
advantage.
Going towards Knight to make sure they can get their first blood, going towards bottom lane, make sure their wave is in a good state.
So you have to do on the Jarvan, right? It is a very gank orientated.
A bot lane je strašně ahead.
It does cost him in CS though.
Full level.
This is something you're going to have to keep track of.
Full level na bot lane. Full fucking level na bot lane.
Now he's going to try and catch back up though and see if he can clear the rest of his jungle.
And you know, you can sit there and go, oh, it's a shame that T1 didn't get that kill in the bot lane 2v2, but they still benefited massively. You look at the AD carry difference, and because of the
BF, ty vole, na Zaje, tak to... Guma. Poslouchej, šéfe, Faker už ty vole potahal všechny hry, co mohl potáhat. Teď je to na tobě, bráško. Hraj Zaju, máš BF.
Faker ticking over to level 6 very soon. Nice trade to carry. It's going to make this contest of the grubs very difficult for T1.
Ty gruby jsou gone, podle mě. Pokud tady ne to. Zvláštní. Typuje. Jak je na tom HPčka Poppy. Miss! To je huge! Ale proč jdeš back tak moc rychle? Neměli jít tak back, tak... Ale škoda, že šli tak back, ale tohle oni to... On to rel to naintil. Dívej, jak se tváří úplně. Aha, protože víš, že to prohrál. On to naintil, ty vole, to je huge, kámo. Hej, oni to fakt choukujou, Billy. Double demolish. Onere bacha. T1! Tohle naintila rel. 100%. Ale tady měli počkat na timeout toho, ne? A hry ultimátky. I guess not. Nemuseli, actually. Taková chyba, ty vole, od jednotlivého hráče prohrála tu situaci a možno i prohrála celou hru. Faker má flash. Musí flashnout Charm. Hej, Billy to začínají čoukovat. Jo! Billy jsou pod stresem, to je úplně to cítíš z těch playů. Jak jsou úplně desperate, jak se to snaží zahrát. A T1 jsou composed. To, že má T1 gruby je huge. 3 gruby, můžou mít potom zase 5 grubů. Tohle je hodně dobrý. Kajsa je 900 goldů behind! Zaya BF Sword, ten BF Sword a to, co udělali s tím lane swapem, 2 levely ahead. To je tak strašně huge. Ten lane swap zahráli tak strašně dobře. Byli každý lane swap intili, každý lane swap. Ten lane swap zahráli tak dobře, že Guma je tak strašně... On to čoukuje! Čoukuje to! Vem tu turet! Škoda. On to choukuje, to je úplně, vidíš to? Ty to vidíš, Game 5, oni to choukujou. T1 find another kill, extend their gold lead to 2k, and they'll secure the first dragon of the game. Ještě turetku, pojďte ještě turetku. Grubíky za minutu, lane swapíček. Top turetku pro Zaju, pojď. Hej, ale kámo, tady je to hrozně vidět na tom Onovi, jak to choukuje. On udělal jednu chybu a ví, že tu hru prohrál. Nebo že neprohrál hru, ale skoro prohrál hru. Na tom Heraldu, na těch grubách. A teďka to úplně choukuje. Knight felt the pressure of this position last year on JDG in the semifinals. It was T1 that denied JDG. Hej, Keria hraje fakt dobře tu Poppy. Tady normálně prostě mlátí toho Jaxe, který je 3 levely behind, protože Poppy je OP. Proč to BF-ko prodal? Protože se nestaví s Essence Reaver z BF-ka, ne? No. Pozor, no. Pozor. To neflashnu. On nemá flash. OK. Dobrý. Má flash. Utíkej. OK, good. Gragas má first turret. Choukujou prostě. Whatever. Neřeš Poppy, mám v piči Poppy. Gragas má first turret. Hej, je to v pohodě. Zeus je teď strašně ahead. A možná to budou kontesty tady ty gruby, protože použili všechno na ten fight. Budou mít 5 grubů, protože použili... Pojď, Gragi! Budou mít 5 grubů, výborný. Tohle, hej, jako legit, vy tady spamujete smutný smajlíčky, ale tohle je úplně v pohodě pro T1. Úplně v pohodě. Tohle je v pohodě, úplně v pohodě. 5 grubu, Zeus vzal first turretu.
The idea of shutting Gumayushi down is so important because of how much of a threat he is. Bin gets a nice flash, two-person stun off, and they give the initial kill over
Pěkný
to
flash
Knight. On's then able to disengage while Gumayushi does get away.
A použili všechny ultimátky, všechny flashe.
The kills in favor of BLG, but the gold still in the hands.
Jsou caster minioni, nebo co to je? Cosplay.
So much pressure on the shoulders of these BLG players, and now even more so onto that of Knight, a player that is so well renowned in the LPL here, really looking to take that last step and acquire his first world championship. He is the richest player in the game. On Ari, such a playmaker. Can he do it?
5 grubíčků. Herald za 2, Drak za 2.
For BLG, it would be the first time they have won a world championship. For T1, it would be their 5th. Faker so often leads the charge. Now it's
Ty
Knight.
vole, Keria se toho nebojí. Jebe ti. Typí flank, oni ho nevidí, teď ho vidí. Keria to moc cítí, moc cítí. Moc cítí. Gumu nezabijou, můžou úplně v pohodě zabít, nemá flash. A Zaya není zas tak good do Jarvana.
T1 looking to now provide support for Zeus. See if he can push that wave underneath the tower. Keeping my eyes on the minimap. On has gone to reset, so it's BLG.
Další turetku s těma 5 grubama můžou siegenout, ale nehitoval bych to milíčkama. Ani bych to nehitoval renčkama, jenom grubíky. Jenom grubos.
Galio ult is available here. Remember, for Faker, you have to be careful as
Tak,
BLG.
dobrý poke.
T1 have that
Spamněte
safety
ty
net.
malý hajzly, ano.
Wave clear from Knight though, coming through. With the Malignance completed and level 9. The Q is going to be doing enough damage to help clear out those waves.
V té hře neexistuje, no, protože 1200 goldu behind. To bylo ale z toho lane swapu krásně zahraný. A on Elk se obětoval, aby by nebyl tak behind. Je dost na hovno. Ale takového eventu. Až bude mít 3 itemy, tak to comebackne Elk.
Their big threat of getting kills. Bin, of course, on the sideline is going to look to farm up and scale up some more money on the Jax, but that as well might take a while.
And typically, Zyra is a difficult AD carry to kill. Thanks to the feathers, thanks to the ultimate, but with a Poppy and a Gragas and a Xinjiao and a Galio, it's going to be even harder, and it becomes that question, as you highlighted in Draft, Kobe.
Herald je up, Drake bude up.
Lock the Zyra down. The flash is about to come off cooldown for Gumayushi. Both neutral objectives.
Uvidíme, tady bude fight, tady je Malignance na Ahri a Static Shift na Kajse. Oni to... Bude fight nebo ne? Vypadá to, že crossmapujou. Berou Draka za Heralda. Ale Herald je dobrý pro týden, protože potom vemou mid turetu a top turetu. Tady z té pozice je top tureta je gone a pak by mohli použít Heralda na tier 2 na topu, anebo na mid. Použil bych to na tier 2. Tier 2. Heraldos na tier 2 by byl huge. Tady víte, že jsou Ahri na botu. Budete vědět, že ten cápek je na... Jarvan je na botu, budete to vědět. Herald. Kdo ho má? Onere, proč tady nejsi s Heraldem? Proč si dával Scuttle Kraba? Pome. Teď víte, že Jarvan je na botu. Vy to víte, Herald mi to! Proč to nepoužili Heralda na tu tier 2?
Happily take it. Zeus is catching the wave in the bottom lane, so T1 not losing any gold on the map either.
Si to nechávají na mid, jako teďka kdokoliv, kdo půjde na ten top lane, při další příležitosti krekne ten tu tier 2. Což bude Gragas, bohužel. Ten na Gragasovi zase ty goldy nejsou tak good. I když je to Zeus Gragas.
Allows them to push right back out here for Bin, as well as Elk taking care of the wave in mid too. Some critical income for them.
One of the things we were very excited about
Zeus má
was Bin versus Zeus, but T1 have actually put Gumayushi versus Zeus for the vast majority of this game. And remember that given that Elk was so far behind, he's been either playing into the Galio or he's been playing into the Gragas. And Zeus has quietly built up a very healthy lead for himself. Just a few moments ago, he was about 1k gold ahead. Now that he's back out onto the map, he's spent that gold. And Bin yet to actually complete his first item. Let's see if this back will secure it for him.
Teď udělají další rotaci na tier 2.
So now the Trinity Force finished for Bin.
Jo,
He's gonna feel a
Zeus
lot
tam
more
běží na tu tier
confident
2.
as we get closer to these mid-game fights.
Dívej, Zeus zůstane na midu, oni poběží 4 na top lane, fast rotace, oni to musí defnout, tohle by měli fast pushnout, aby neměli šanci to. Normálně bych spavnul gruby, ani bych nečekal na miniony. Dobrý, a dejte to záje Axinovi jenom. Galio si to veme taky. Dobré, a mají furt Heralda na mid turretu, to je mega dobré. Furt mají Heralda. Actually, mega pěkně zahraný. Ale jenom 2k gold div.
Little cheeky steal away attempt here on the blue should be good.
You can feel the tension, 3-2 in kills. 2k the gold lead.
To
for T1
chasujou?
after
Ne.
securing that top tier
Teďka
2.
zase 4-1 a budou hrát mid
Still
turret,
finds himself
Herald na
very
mid.
far behind, is definitely
A
a
Gragas
point of
běží na
concern.
top.
In terms of XP, he's been able to accelerate, actually get ahead of
Zeus je
Guma,
unkillable,
because
ani ne,
T1 have been
really.
playing so much around their AD carry to put pressure on the map. Base is going to
A
be
budou
interrupted
Heraldit,
there
nebo
by
jak?
Carrier. But BLG quite happy to play this game slowly for now. They're not in any real risk. The Baron is still 2.5 minutes away.
Stejně nelíbí, jak byli, mají dobrý komp. A Elk teďka comebacknul hodně. Skrz goldy. Nebo jako furt je 1000 goldů behind, ale ta Zaje je dobrá, protože oni prostě, ona bude poukovat, potom na 3 itemech začne poukovat jak blázen a dává outrange Zaje.
Wants to push out the wave and then get himself back to base. Bin pulling the wave across a little bit here, but with the counter strike he will
Tak,
just
vemou
start to
toho
push this
Heralda
one
na...
towards T1 again with 2
Za jak
minutes
dlouho?
on the Baron
Teďka
and
musí
2
dávat
minutes on
Heralda,
now
ne?
Drake. Expectation is everything will calm down over these next 2 minutes until we start to see that vision play begin to be established for the neutral objectives.
Vidí Rico, tady by měla být free mid turreta. Keria to tady rozběhává. To by měla být free. I když Kajsa tu je. Kajsa tu je. A nechargeujou toto. Bojí se hodně, respektujou. A Ben teďka veme top turretu. Tohle je hodně atypický, hej. Ben teďka veme turretu. Teď by mohli rotatenout na tier 2 na botlane. Nevzal tu top, to je dobré, nevzal top. Tak teďka to chunknou, teďka to vemou s Galiem. Si? A forsují TP. A Faker jde zase farmnout na botlane, má zase first push. To je dobré, to je hodně dobré. Sice Ahri má 2 itemy, ale je dobré, že Galio má first push a že má tempo prostě i přesto, že Ahri je tak ahead. Teď budou 2 itemy na Zajušce a to by mohli force no fight. 2 itemy na Gragoskovi, 2 itemy na Galiovi by měly být za chvilku a 2 itemy na Zajušce a to by měl být force no fight. A ono to možná vyjde na Draka? Nevyjde to na Draka. Ale Drak je useless. Nenechal bych je ani crossmontnout tier 1 top vůbec.
They do have everybody hovering on top side. They were thinking about trying to finish off that outer tower. They don't want to overextend too early.
Kajsa už má evolve.
I think that they should commit to it though. T1's obvious play next should be towards the dragon. They've set up good vision towards it, and Knight knows that he doesn't have TP and he's on the top side of the map. They will spot out
On to
Faker as
failnul.
Bin and Zeus go back and forth.
Ale tak ho
But you're
upoukuj.
seeing how
Dej mu!
effective this Gragas is.
Dej mu! Dobrý, to je dost pressure, ale Ahri bere top turretu. Drak je nic, tak kamo, tahle hra bude close jak svině. Na to, jak T1 byli ahead, tak to byli to hodně comebacknuli. Ta hra legit vypadala over kvůli tomu, že to on 2krát chouknul, ale T1 je nechali prostě všecko dělat. Teďka mají AI, Infinity Edge a bude druhý item Galio. A ty musí získat tu mid turretu, aby to začali snowballovat a zkusit forcnout nějak fight. Fight by to chtělo teď. Fight anebo Baron. A hraje 1300 goldů ahead, no.
And there's so many things that he has to consider when he's going in for it. No, he's playing against, like you said, the Poppy plus Galio plus Zinzao and even Gragas.
Kajsa je už level 12 dokonce.
BLG definitely going to be looking to control some vision first so that actually they can be the ones to try and set up some picks.
Now, in game 4, you said with confidence that you don't expect the game to end in 27 minutes. I feel like this game isn't going to end in 27 minutes. With how tense it's been so far, with clear win conditions laid out for both sides, the 4th dragon of the game is where I expect a lot of action to be happening. In the meantime, both teams are prioritizing farming, looking for outer objectives, and ideally, if either one of them could break open that mid tower, that would be great. But in terms of the
problém,
siege,
že
I think that
Bint comebacknul strašně zpátky goldy. On byl 1000 goldů behind a Zeus s tím nic neudělal.
As both of these teams fight for that crucial edge to help determine who will be the 2024 world champ.
For Elk, for On, for Shun.
Ty to bylo.
For Knight, it's their first time here in a Worlds final. Knight has fallen short a couple of times in the past for T1. Obviously, they were here last year. They've been here 3 years in a row. Weren't able to win it in 2022.
Ty, ale začíná se mi to nelíbit proti on.
They dominated the LPL.
Ale zájem má 2 itemy. Ale Kajsa taky. A hry má Zoniu.
Alongside that top esports, looking to add BLG is a name to that list, but BLG have not lost a best of 5 versus T1. They just haven't played them at Worlds before, and here we sit 23 minutes in on a knife edge between these two titans.
Reminder how close BLG was without Knight. The whole idea behind bringing Knight into this roster was to help push them over the edge.
Gragas ani jako, oni nemůžou ani, Gragas ani neroamuje, víš, že prostě on má perma push, ale neroamuje.
Ultimately built this roster to get to this point against, as Azael said on the desk, possibly the greatest roster that League has ever seen in history with their continued international dominance.
Meanwhile, the T1 roster here. Legends already with making 3 world finals in a row, looking to win 2 back-to-back. And we get the side lanes traded. Jax on bottom side, Galio on the top side.
Víš, že Jax Bin hraje tu side lane dobře, no. Zeus vůbec nemá prostor nic dělat, i přesto, že byl fakt ahead. A Kajsička si postaví 3. item a budou poukovat jak svině a pak ty budou muset engagenout T1. Jinak dostanou slowly out pouknuto. Víš, že T1 musí reálně engageovat, protože Ahry Kajsa budou poukovat.
Junglers starved of gold a little bit, as we often see at the highest level. If they could secure that second item ahead of this crucial fight, that would be absolutely huge. Both now fighting for
tohle je
vision.
5. hra, jak má být. Furt even, nevíš, kdo vyhraje.
Providing a little bit more durability and just
Nervíčky, červíčky.
potential in the upcoming team fight. Dragon a minute away.
Tak za minutu, to je 3. drák.
Armguard also finished for Knight. The bot wave pushed in. Elk not yet completed that Nash's Tooth, meaning he's not quite at the point of that consistent poke that we often see.
Kajsa už má W evolve, ne? S těma 2 itemama.
He's almost there. Has the blasting wand, has an Ampto.
Nebo potřebuje ještě ten.
Gumushi on the other side, sitting on a Zeal alongside his IE in the Essence Reaver.
Nemá ještě.
It feels like one of those games where a single fight's going to decide it, you know? As soon as a team starts snowballing, it's a Drake into a Baron into a few towers into a gold explosion. And I think that's why we see both teams so tentative about making that play. Obviously, no neutrals really are apart from the Baron for them to fight over right now, but there's a lot of this bouncing waves back and forth without really finding purchase.
And the first step before T1 can go take this dragon is they have to secure vision on the Baron. Because of the rage blade being completed for Kajsa, you can actually burn through Barons and neutral objectives very quickly. And so that's why we just saw these last 30 seconds.
A proč ho nepuštěš na vrch? Oni chodí na vrch.
Make sure that they will have an early alert system if BLG try and do a cross-map play on them.
Ty vole, to je agrese. To je první agrese od Onera. Skoč? To mohl skočit možná. I když.
Critical defense of their vision here from BLG.
Mlátí se o tu vizi, hej? To je body language.
I'm sure On would love to get a quick reset off, but I don't know if he's going to be given the time to do so. Pings coming down from the side.
Oh, catch! Zapte toho ona! To Inti! Co z toho? Drak a ty jednička? Použili ale dost. Vemou jenom mid turetu a draka, podle mě. Ta Elk kajsička mě troubling. Ještě, že to choukuje ten support tolik. Barona nemůžou kvůli tomu, že zabil supporta. By museli zabít AD mid jungle. No, spíš AD jungle. Mid má TP. Let's go T1! Ale z nějakého důvodu se bojím ty kajsičky. Zaya má 3 itemy a ještě crit slow. Teďka by mohli... Teď je Zaya... Teď spikeuje Zaya jak hajzl. Teď by mohli fightit. Teď, když se podíváš na Kajsa itemy a podíváš se na Zaya itemy, tak by mohli fightit. Zaya si koupí 3. item, ale ty máš prostě 95% kritu s těma itemama. Nebo 85, nebo kolik? Vemou ty jedničku. Tohle je hrozně slow hra, ale kámo. 90 má. Jo, tohle je dobrý. Teďka Elk může začít poukat za chvíli. Ještě pár AP.
Remaining calm. Of course, this game is far from over just yet. That deciding fight is yet to happen. All summoner spells are available for everyone on the Rift.
On included. Jakoby jo, no. Protože má jenom jeden... Já nevím.
From BLG, the Baron becomes a very scary point of contention for both sides.
How exciting is it that our entire year of professional League of Legends is going to be condensed down to presumably a big fight now to break open the entire series and determine the world champion.
It's just absurd. And for the players down there as well, that
weight on your shoulders.
I'm nervous and I'm not even playing.
It's just monumental. It's not just you, it's not just your team, it's your fans, it's your family, it's your region that have supported you through thick and thin. And
Ona, very close here.
On to zase intuje. Jo! Pojď! To posral Guma. Ale fight! Pin, kurva, pin! Pin! No píči, kde je Galio? Tohle je bad. Co se tady stalo, Tomáš je kokot. OK, on je Razeus. No. Kurva, co se stalo? A kde byl Faker celou dobu? Tomáš mě kámo vyrušil.
The crown may be heavy, but it belongs
Replay.
and they're gonna pick up the Baron.
No, ale já jsem to taky myslel. Držubu.
BLG had started out so well, they killed Gumayushi. They had them on the run, but the turn from T1 was better.
Replay, prosím. Oni nedělají replay, ale už teďka, protože... Pojď, replay, pojď. Ale Guma to tady naintil, chouknul to. On tady vůbec neměl ultit, dívej. Hit, to dělá dobře, teď hit, neulti. Proč ultí Guma? Neměl ultit, bude měl čekat. Má flash. OK, tady to vypadalo, že je to lost pro T1. A Faker tady přiběhne. Kamo, Faker to chce, tu pátou trofej, ti říkám. Ty debile. One shot! Ty magore. A Elk nedává damage. Pane bože. To je bylo hit, že to turnuli, že se nebáli to turnout. To bylo obří. AD je useless tady. Chudák. Nemůže nic. Nemá damage. A ještě flashnul.
The 4
Ty
second channel
vole.
time and T1 strike. Wait a second, topside, Zeus under fire.
Zeus má face rush, ale je dead.
Dobrá
Zonia.
Oh!
Faker! Ty debile! A Zeus málem žije. OK, je taky dead. Zonia! Ty debile, Faker!
Trophy.
The unkillable Demon King, unkillable one more time.
Unbelievable once more. How does he keep doing it? I mean, with the Baron buff, Fornum is dead.
It's him! It's him! Pátá trofej! Chudák Bin, ale chudák Bin. Pojď, to můžete finishnout. Pojď, hituj, 5 vteřin. Pojď, hituj! Chudák Bin, ale ty pičo, let's go! Jaký finále, ty vole, jaký finále. Pátá trofej pro T1. Faker, totální smurf. 1v9 smurf. Dívej, to je smutný, jak oni jsou úplně v šoku, že to prohráli. Že to bylo napínavý do poslední chvíli. Ty vole, tohle štípne byli, tohle štípne. Reckless tam.
3 World Finals